looking at the spiral review number 6. This is block 1 math. Okay, the first thing that we want to talk about is when this is due. This is due on Friday, September 17th. Put that up at the top. Okay, I want to say that we had a lot of people get an A on last week's spiral review. Raise your hand. Do you know something that they all had in common? All the 100%, something they had in common? Do you have any guesses about what maybe they all had the same? Addie? They turned it in early for a pre-check, and then they went back and looked at it and fixed anything they missed. Some of us are turning it in early. I'm going to record the video for you in a little bit, okay? Some of us are going to turn it in early, and then we get it graded, and then we don't fix it. And then I say, time to turn in your spiral review on Friday, and you're all like, oh gosh, and you turn it in, but you haven't looked at it since your pre-check. You don't have a spiral? I'm sorry, how are you supposed to do your homework if I didn't even give you one? Okay, so it's important to do 2 things. Turn it in on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. Let Miss Canterbury or myself check it for you, tell you what you missed, and then you need to take the time to fix it. And you can ask Miss Canterbury, have you ever had a student ask you about their spiral and then you just said, oh no, I'm not going to tell you how to do that? Is that what you do, or do you help them?
I help.
That's what I do too, okay? But we don't get to help you if you don't turn it in early.
Yeah, I've had people miss like more than half, and then when we sat down and talked about it, not only did they get a perfect score or at least only missed 1 or 2, they actually understood it.
Okay?
So it's a win-win situation.
It's not going away. These are going to look about the same every week, okay? I'm recording a video and nobody wants to go back and watch a half-hour video, so let's save our questions. Let's look at this column on the left. Write the symbol that makes each number sentence true. So we're comparing and comparing greater than, less than, or equal 1 to 3/9. If you remember, over here we have our fraction strips. You're welcome to come and get them and compare if this is 1 whole. Is 3/9 bigger than that or less than that? Okay, what about 7/6? Okay, so here's a 6. Okay, you can compare. How many 6 do I need to make a whole? How many 6 do I need to make 1 whole? No, guys, quit yelling out random answers. Here's 1 whole. How many 6 will make this equal to 1 whole? How many 6 would I put across here to equal 1 whole? Caden? 6. So if I have more than that, is that going to be greater than 1 whole or less than 1 whole? Greater. Okay, here's a little trick I'd like to teach you. When this numerator is greater than the denominator, that means your number is greater than 1 whole. Okay, we don't need to get out of our seat right now. Okay, equivalent fractions. Everyone say the cheer with me. I'd love for your moms and dads to hear the cheer tonight when they watch this video. Hands up, nice and strong. To find an equivalent fraction, multiply or divide the numerator and denominator by the same number. Okay, one more time because I don't know if we all did it. Everybody should be participating. To find equivalent fractions, multiply or divide the numerator and denominator by the same number. So if I look at this one, 3/5 is equal to how many 15ths? 5 times what equals 15? Ryan?
5 times 3 equals
Times 3. So we multiplied the denominator by 3. What should I multiply the numerator by? 3. The same number. Okay, and 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, greatest to least. Arrange them from greatest to least. So, which one's going to come first? The biggest number or the smallest number? Yes. Biggest. Greatest will be first. So, sometimes we need to make sure they all have the same number of digits. How many digits are in this first number? How many digits? Use the commas to help you. Owen?
7.
7. How many digits are in the second number? Avery? 7. How many digits are in the third number? Lily? 7. How many digits are in the last number? MJ? 7. So they all have the same number of digits. So then we just start comparing from the left. Okay? They all have a 2 in the millions place, right? Okay, what about the 100,000s place? Oh, look, this one has a what?
0.
And the rest of them have 2. So what do I know already about this number right here?
It's the small.
The smallest. I'm going to put it on the last line. And then I'm even going to draw a little line through it. I'm not going to scribble it out in case I need to come back and look at it, but I'm going to draw a short line through it so I know not to look at that number anymore. Okay? And then I'm going to figure out which number is the greatest and fill in. Greatest, second greatest, third greatest, least. Okay? Fraction and decimal. We have been talking about this. Okay? We need to remember our hint is 1/4 equals 1/4. Okay? What's a quarter equal to? What's a quarter equal to as a decimal? As a decimal, Cordelia? 25 hundredths. So 1/4 is 25 hundredths. That's your hint to help you solve that problem. Okay, area and perimeter. Find the area and perimeter of the shaded area. So these 4 are not shaded, right? How should I go about finding the area for that shaded part? How should I find the area? What's the easiest way to do that? Harper? You can just count. You can count all those shaded squares and that'll give you the area. Okay? What am I supposed to find the perimeter of? This entire outside. That's my perimeter. Okay, let's go ahead and count up the length and the width. What's the length across here? What's my number? What's the length of this shaded area? Gracie? 6 centimeters. It's in centimeters. What's the length of this? Levi? 6 centimeters. Okay, so we should be able to find the perimeter pretty easily. Yes, Kaden? I know. Remember, we're going to do your video in a little bit. Okay, geometry. Use a ruler and the blue sheet. Okay, you have this nice handy-dandy blue sheet that has all of these geometry terms on it. Okay, when you draw a line, look at this line. Tell me some things you see about that line. What are some things that you see about the line? Ella? It has two letters. What else do you see about the line? Nolan, what is something you see about the line? Okay, that's what we just said. Say something else. What else does it have, Nolan? Right there. I'm pointing to it. Arrows. It has arrows on the end. And then there's something about that V and W. We don't just have letters floating around our line. What are they by? Avery? They're by points. You have to put 2 points on your line for those letters. And when you are using your ruler, please hold it firm so that it doesn't shake. Put a little strength in it. Here's a line segment. I'm going to do that one with you because I keep seeing people do something a little bit weird on line segment. So you need to hold it as firm as you can. Don't let it slide or it doesn't look like you've used a ruler. Okay? And then it's line segment, so we're gonna put a point on each end, and those points are A and B. For some reason, I keep seeing people do this. This is what not to do. You're putting points here, and then you're putting 2 more points here, and you're labeling them. You cannot just have random points on your line that don't have a letter, and you cannot just have random letters that don't have a point. If you have a point, you need a letter. If you have a letter, you need a point. Okay? So this is how we do line segment AB. Okay, I know some of you went to grab a ruler. If you'll just quickly sit down and we'll get rulers in just a second and you can copy mine. I don't think a pencil is going to be a great straight edge. An armor ticket is pretty thick. Okay? Okay, in 1996, now normally we don't consider a year to be an important number unless we're going to talk about how long something is or really look at the numbers. There was an extreme drought in the Great Plains. In the number 1996, name the value of each 9 in the number and explain the relationship between the values. Now, we spent a lot of time last week talking about this. So the value of the first 9 is this one right here. It's in the hundreds place. What is the value of that 9? What's the value of that first 9, Harper? 900. And then you're going to tell the value of the second 9. Then, in a sentence, explain the relationship between the 2 values. You guys know this. We have talked about this. What is the relationship? How much greater is the place value to the left than the place value to the right? We've been talking about that. Okay? So, tonight, when you're looking at this with your mom and dad and they say, I don't have any idea what this means, what might you say? What is a good thing that you could suggest to your mom or dad? Ella?
To go back on the Canvas video.
Yeah. Hey, Mom, we can go back on Canvas and see where Mrs. Smith explained this. Also, here's something else. You know what? If I turn this in early, Mrs. Smith or Miss Candleberry are going to tell me which ones I missed and help me fix it. Okay? Everyone should be getting an A on this every week. It's not that many questions, and we just answered a lot of them. Okay?